due to ignorance, we don't even know that the people around us have it. I lost a brother because of that, because we didn't even know he had it until his very last moment. So guys, today we are going to have an interview with this very fine gentleman here. I call him Bra Francis, but today he's going to tell us a story, and this is the first time I'm also going to hear it. I decided to hear it with all of you, so there wouldn't be like I know something you guys don't know. And in fact, it's a shocker, so stay tuned, yeah? Alright, so we'll start with the basics. Bra Francis, please tell us your name, your age, what you do.
My name is Francis Sadito.
Okay.
I'm 36 years old.
Nice.
I work with the University for Development Studies. I'm a computer programmer. What else?
Are you married?
Yes, I am married.
You guys should see.
Married.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies?
Well, I would say music, number one, of course.
He's actually my MD, my music director.
Reading, computers, of course. Yeah, basically that's it.
I suck at IT. I'll never even give it a try. Alright, so today, Bra Francis is here for us to interview him about a medical condition that he suffers. I'm pretty sure most of you watching this video might have, in one way or the other, heard of sickle cell disease. And sometimes we think it's so far away from us. We think like it's a disease that could never happen to us. Sometimes, due to ignorance, we don't even know that the people around us have it. I lost a brother because of that, because we didn't even know he had it until his very last moments that we got to know that there's actually sickle cell disease in our family. So today, Bra Francis is a sickle cell, and should I say a patient? No.
We call ourselves warriors.
Okay, he's a sickle cell warrior. That's nice, right? They have to battle with it each and every minute of every day. And I don't know what's so amazing than that. So we're going to go on and then talk to him. So you guys, let's do this. So Professor, I'm pretty sure you've had this for a very long time, so you should know a few things about it.
Well, from birth. All my life.
How old were you when you got to know that you had it?
I think that would be somewhere around 5 or so.
You were 5 years?
Yes, I should think so. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but yeah, I was pretty young.
Do you know what sickle cell disease is?
Oh yes, definitely.
Please tell me.
All right, so sickle cell, it's basically a defect of the red blood cell.
Mm-hmm.
So people who have sickle cell generally have some red blood cells which are not in the right shape. So basically disabled red blood cells.
Mm-hmm.
And they are sickle shaped, they are half, they are not full. And because of that, they have certain issues. One is the function of carrying, red blood cells carry oxygen. And so in people with sickle cell, there is less efficiency in the distribution of oxygen. And then also they can get blocked because of their shape in the blood vessels, which causes extreme pain.
Well, he got it. I was actually going to wait for him to make a mistake to correct him, but you guys, he knows his stuff. He knows his medical stuff. He's so right. Okay. How does one get sickle cell? Mostly, in fact, not mostly, all the time. It's a genetic makeup. So if your parents have it, or any of your parents has the genotype, or yes, that's the right word, right?
Yes.
When the alleles have a defect, maybe because normal genotype is AA,
Yeah.
and then sickle is S. So if maybe either of your parents has an S in their genotype, it's very possible that you can also inherit it. Well, people don't really know that we have types of sickle cell. They think sickle cell is just sickle cell. Yes. So please enlighten us, and if you can, please tell us the particular type that you suffer from, because I'm really curious about that one. I wanted to ask you today, so please enlighten us.
Okay, so with sickle cell, honestly, I feel there's a lot of not misinformation, I would say, but boiled down information concerning sickle cell. So most places you'd see people write that there is AA and then there is sickle cell, but it's actually far more than that. So basically there is an A, S, and a C, and these are the genes. A is dominant over S and S over C. So any of these, every human being has any one of these combinations. So if your parents have an S, both have an S, then there's likelihood that you could have both S, meaning you are sickle cell. If one has an S and one has a C, then you could have an SC, but because S is dominant over C, it means you still have sickle cell as well. So in my case, I am SC. The difference I can say is mostly you'll be told that SS is more severe than SC, which is true in a way, but I think that the more scientific explanation would be that people with SS have about probably 80 to 90% sickle red blood cells, and people with SC have about 45 to 50% sickle red blood cells. But this percentage is always determined by how well you take care of yourself and other external factors, so it's not always...
So, if I understand what you're saying, you can be SS and still live like an SC patient or warrior?
Well, in theory, yes.
In theory, in theory, guys. Okay, let's move on. So before you got to know you had sickle cell disease, what were the events that carried you to getting to know your diagnosis?
Yes, well, as I said before, I was pretty small, so I don't remember the exact details, but I fell sick. But I do remember that I fell sick, and then they had to do a whole variety of tests, and then during that, it came out that I had sickle cell. This was at a time, this is early 80s, where people didn't know much about sickle cell, so it wasn't something they expected or even knew about. So
I'm pretty sure your parents didn't even know they were carriers. Yes.
The thing is that my mom is a CC, and CC is a very rare type, and because of that reason, the knowledge of those things at that time was so small that someone having a CC was not even considered to have any connection at all with sickle cell. Yeah, so it was something that they wouldn't have even realized or thought about at that time.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure they didn't know. And guys, there's a question here that I was going to ask about whether his parents knew, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know. So
no, they had no idea.
All right. So, what are some of the health issues that you've had to deal with being a sickle cell patient?
Okay, so. Well, the general and most difficult one is the crisis. So normally your red blood cells, because they are sickling shape, block your vessels, and this causes extreme pain. It is very difficult to actually explain the pain to someone who doesn't have sickle cell, so it will be very difficult for me to explain how the pain is like, but all I can say that it's very terrible.
Really?
And
How do you deal with the pain when it comes? In fact, how have you dealt with it for all these years?
Well, you just have to go through it and bear it. Of course, there are options. There are medications. You can take painkillers, but the issue with most people with sickle cell is that if you begin to take too much medication, then you grow resistant gradually to higher grades of painkillers until it reaches a point where you have to take very strong medication. And so at a very early stage, I tried not to overdo the medication so that I don't get to that point. But medications help, and of course infusions blood infusion with saline IV infusions help, because it would help the blood to flow easily, and then after a while it will stop.
Was there ever a point in time in your life that all these things happening became way too much, you felt like you couldn't handle it anymore? Hi guys, so don't worry, we are going to continue showing this video. This is just the first part of it. we had so much to share on sickle cell, so we can't release the whole video in one episode. So yes, stay tuned. The next episode will come up very soon. Bye.